The method they use is that of the Hegelian dialectic. Thesis played against antithesis leads to a synthesis. In other words, for Hegel, for history to make progress, you have to have conflict. And when you look at the key people in the order, you will find that they generate conflict. So Bush and Harriman politically are conflicting. Coffin and Buckley, although part of the same order, are in public conflicting with one another because conflict leads to the new synthesis. One can only deduce at this point from the operations of these men as individuals and working together. They want to acquire power above all.
Power
Political
to do what?
power. As you look at their actions, the political power is to bring about what they call a new world order, which is a one world. But they use the Hegelian techniques, and we know enough about Hegel to know that not only does this mean the dialectic process, the creation of conflict, but it also means that individuals such as you and I, or anybody watching this program, will be cogs in the state, that we have no individual rights. Our rights for Hegel, individual rights for Hegel, come about through obedience to the state. We see it in the educational process, which we'll probably talk about later, that we have adopted what I call a Hegelian system of education, which is not to bring out your innate talents, but to prepare you to be an individual cog in the state.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe. If you do like what you're listening to, please inform your friends and family to do the same. Also, I want to thank those who donate to the Cash App Patreon. Also, those who purchase a book, Cryptoteacher, an NWO book. All right, guys. First up, we're going to get into Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin took a leg down yesterday and today. Now, we know when it comes to Friday night what happens. Institutional investors come in. So, of course, we normally have a leg up. But what are we going to do? We're going to focus on the stable coins, the volume, and now XRP. Those are our three indicators to let us know where the market is going to move. Stick to the fundamentals, guys. Stick to the fundamentals. Now, moving over to the actual markets, we have the Senate passing a bill to remove what they call rogue Chinese stocks. Now, guys, remember, I've been saying this forever, and they're trying to build this up. We had Pompeo with Taiwan congratulating them. China threatens to do a countermeasure. Said U.S. is going to get payback. So they're just building this up, guys. Remember what Anthony Sutton said, this is building up. The Hegelian dialect. They're playing both sides. So you have America over here, China over here, that's going to bring us into war. Of course, unless America wakes up. Now, we know that the SEC should be doing this, not the Senate. Now, how can they even become public with the SEC if they were rogue in the first place and they wasn't following the rules in the first place? That makes no sense for someone who understands. But of course, remember I said they're playing the Hegelian dialect, they're playing both sides. Now, we also have Congress also putting in a $4,000 stimulus credit towards school, a tax credit. So the fact is that basically they know they're trying to move us over to this digital AI autonomous economy. Now remember, I think it was Obama's last speech, and he said that a third of the workforce would be out of work because of the technology. So the only thing they're trying to do is to move us over to this technology phase, because these jobs that are here now are no longer can be here if they're going to be moving in AI, the robots. You know, I showed the video where UPS, they have the robots already available to take their place. Of course, McDonald's, they have the robots that can make your food, take your order. So if we're moving into that direction, they will no longer have a job. And that's the reason why the universal basic income is going to be there for a while. It's not going to be there long, but it'll be there for a while so they can move into this system of control and then take away that universal basic income. That's the whole plan. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the book, Cryptoteacher, NWO book. Also, your stocks. You have your chip stocks, your cobalt, your gaming. Never, ever bet against the banks. We have everybody sitting at home with the C word, so they don't forget about those stocks. You know, your Netflix, your Blue Apron, your Zoom. Also, you have the biotech stocks, like I said, the C word. And then plus all these people out of work. You have your weed, your alcohol stocks. Don't forget about that. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Now we have breaking news on some stocks that are taking a big drop. Chinese tech names. What's happening, Seema?
That's exactly right, Scott. The Senate has passed a law that requires Chinese companies to abide by U.S. securities law and disclosure of specified information regarding whether they are owned by a foreign government. They're also requiring an actual audit. It follows ongoing concerns regarding Huawei, and you are seeing Chinese-related names come off the highs of the day, trading actually at session lows. Names like Alibaba, JD.com, and Baidu. Scott, for now, back to you.
Yeah, good and timely. Seema, thanks so much.
Senator, you've also positioned the listing of foreign stocks in the U.S., Chinese stocks, but other foreign stocks, as a national security issue. If they are not giving the same amount of information, following the same standards as U.S. stocks, I'm wondering what you think is a realistic timeline for saying that other companies outside the U.S. need to follow those standards and giving them time to start following those standards.
Well, first of all, the Chinese have said they will not follow those standards. In fact, they prohibit it. And the second is almost every other company in the world, other than those who are headquartered or come from China, follow those standards. Look, U.S. capital markets...
So this really is about China, you would say?
Well, because they're the ones that behave this way. Our capital markets are the deepest, are the most liquid in the world, but we have high standards for disclosure and transparency in order to protect investors from fraud. And it's very simple. If Chinese companies want access to U.S. capital markets, they should follow our laws the way American companies have to follow their laws over there. That's why the financial side of the U.S.-China relationship in these terms has not gotten enough focus. They have reaped enormous economic rewards while exploiting our openness and our freedom as of the U.S. Global order, led order, and it can no longer allow authoritarian government to reap the rewards of American and international capital markets while avoiding financial disclosures and basic transparency that place our investors and our pensioners at risk.
The Hegelian dialectic at its finest. Now you have American companies using China's digital currency. Corporations, McDonald's, Starbucks, playing both sides.